welcome to another episode of the Organic Mindset Podcast. As always, we got some new content on the way, new guests. So make sure you tuned in, make sure you taking notes. And this time I got another special guest with me. So I'll let him introduce himself.
What's going on? What's going on? My name Darian Raymond. A lot of people they call me Kid. That's why I go by mainly. So basically, me and Justin know each other. Joining the Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity in college, and basically just been talking, going back and forth, giving each other different ideas and stuff like that. And basically we all headed towards the same, path in life, and just having like a high frequency of thought processes and things of that nature. So yeah, I mean, nice to be a part of the podcast.
Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? We gonna keep. I like that word you use. My boy say figuracy. Sheesh. Lord have mercy. I'm intrigued, just like the audience, to see what this conversation entails.
No doubt.
And so first off, and I want you to tell the people what an average day for you looks like.
Whew, man, average day for me. Let's say, so I get up probably around 9 o'clock, go walk the dog, then do some homework for about an hour or two, then head to the gym for about 2 hours. And after the gym, probably got about 30 minutes to an hour before I have to head to work. So I head to work leave my house around about 3 o'clock, make the work around like 3:45. So I'm there from like 4 until 2:30, and then come back, make it home about 3 o'clock in the morning. And then I'll probably lay down probably like 4:30, 5 o'clock, and then just repeat that schedule probably about 5 days out the week.
Sheesh. I ain't gonna lie, boy. I thought you were gonna say, yeah, I wake up by 4 o'clock in the morning, go to the gym. I thought you was on that Mark Wahlberg schedule or something.
Nah, basically it's just reverse with that overnight schedule I got.
Yeah, that's crazy though. Just as far as just really, like I say, the time, like, man, I don't, and I kind of asked the question really just to kind of say like how different, I guess, everybody's time is. And like, we still pretty much, like you said at the beginning, we kind of still link up, and it's at least, I would say probably 3-4 times out the week where we, at least have to send a video or something like that. And it's just crazy because I feel like a lot of the times we see some of the same information, different people, different ways of pretty much like achieving that same common goal.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so I mean, I wouldn't be right to ask you the question and not elaborate on pretty much how my day goes. So my day a little different. I'm almost on the other side. So I mean, I don't work overnight or nothing like that, but I'm still pretty much clocked in. So I pretty much 3 days out the week, I'm waking up 5:30, trying to leave out the house by 5:45 in the morning, get to the gym hopefully by 6, no later than 6:05. Try to put in at least an hour, head back to the crib, make it back to the crib probably by 7:15, 7:20, hurry up, hop in the shower. And pretty much after that, I'm getting on my computer, clocking in to probably by 4, 6 o'clock on long days. Then after that, I'm pretty much still grinding. Whenever I catch a break at work, I'm looking at videos, really trying to kind of, I guess, different sources. Because, I mean, Instagram not all that bad. And I pretty much kind of discovered that from having the Podset page and also my personal page. So my personal page, I pretty much kind of gave it a slight cleanse. But overall, it's still a lot of like BS on there. You'll see a lot of funny videos and stuff like that. A lot of people just crashing out. But it's still like business stuff on there. But the podcast, I was like, man, I'm not even about to follow like a lot of the foolishness or, just a lot of the kind of like negative things. So pretty much kind of locked in just as far as like following financial literacy pages, business pages, or whatever it may be, some type of way to kind of like get that knowledge in. But anyway, get off work. Some days I might go bust a move on the Uber Eats because no such thing as too much money. Gotta fuel my other things. I might want to invest that money. I might just want to have some just a little throw off money for the weekend. So I try to at least clock that into like 7:30. So that way I done pretty much work the full 12 for the most part. Probably get back to the crib at like 8 o'clock at night. Then most recently, of course, locked in with the podcast, trying to go edit the videos and things like that. But if I'm not doing that, I'm trying to, learn something new in some form or fashion. Then I'll probably clock out by 12 o'clock and I'll do that Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And as far as Tuesdays and Thursdays, pretty much the same thing. I just wake up at about 7. So yeah, that's that. But
grind.
Yes, sir. That pretty much, like I say, definitely trying to get it in. Next thing. So pretty much with the gym, I know you pretty much locked in with the gym for the most part. So like, I guess, give me a description or give us a description of your fitness journey from pretty much, of course, when I first met you to now, like, what's changed, what some of the things you implemented, pretty much how you got to where you at when it come to being in the gym and even your diet, because I know that's important.
Right. Yeah, I mean, probably just the main thing is being very intentional about the whole fitness journey, like setting different goals, changing my diet, changing my routine in the gym. And basically just becoming like overall more disciplined in the whole fitness aspect. I know since I moved, I've been more intentional on like getting like certain proteins and carbs, fruits and vegetables, the different supplements, like having everything basically like lined out, so you don't have any issues arising from just the basics like that, and so I've just been going hard on the bodybuilding aspect of it, because I mean growing up I really just been skinny, like all the way up until probably maybe freshman year of college.
It's funny. I really about to just say that just to kind of clown around. I'm about to be like freshman year to college. I'm about to say, boy, say you put that ball down to go see what they feel like, huh?
Yeah, man. It's just been that slow hard grind,
Yeah, nah, that's definitely important. So like with your, I kind of want you to elaborate on two things. So this is gonna kind of be like a joint question. So with the gym, I know you say, you pretty much just kind of locked in as far as like the bodybuilding aspect, but like what's some of the things, even your, I guess you would say like repetitions or your pretty much mindset, like when going into the gym, and also like with your diet. Like I understand, it's always like mind over matter. Like if you could think it, then you could do it. But like, what's your whole mindset as far as, okay, like I'm finna lock in, and what your days look like when you go to the gym? You go like 4 times out the week, 5 times out the week,
Yeah, I try to go to the gym at least 5 days out the week, and I have like 2 different workout schedules because I'll always rotate them, because I mean you gotta have you can't have like the same routine all the time, or your body will become accustomed to it. So I do about 5 days out the week, and while I'm in the gym, well, before I even get to the gym, some days like I'll write my workout routine, but then when I get to the gym, like I might and go do different exercises. So I mean, sometimes you gotta, switch it up and be spontaneous. But
Yes.
like as far as like the reps and sets
Yeah.
of like for each body part, I try to get 4 to 5 different exercises.
Man, guess I need to step my game up, huh?
And like I try to like go as heavy as possible, like on the weight for like the most reps, and I don't want to go anywhere below 10 reps, like unless I'm training, for power. But yeah, like I try to stay between, really that 12 to 20 rep range on majority of the exercises.
Okay. And what about your diet? Like, I know you said your diet pretty much consists of fruits, vegetables, or there's something that you include, but what else you looking for as far as like what man, the main question I want to know, what your cheat meals looking like and how often they occur?
Oh yeah, I try to eat right, try to eat good and clean for 5 days out the week, and then I might have like the cheat days are normally on the weekends.
I say crumble.
Oh man.
Hey, nah, for real, not even to get off topic, but man, I swear when I came down here to Austin, it was my first time ever having crumble. So I go in the store and I'm extra out. I go in there, I see a long line, and I'm just standing there, and they got the little screens on the wall and stuff where you could order. So I went in there and I'm like, man, these gonna be some little small cookies. So I got the sugar cookie, the chocolate, the little cinnamon cookie. I done got like about 4 cookies. And I'm talking about really smashed like by 2 of them that night. I say, man, I need to chill out. Now I got too many cookies, but it's all good though.
Oh man, that was definitely a place I never heard of. So I moved, man. Yeah, them cookies are off the chain.
Nah, for real.
Yeah, I try to get crumble cookies as much as I can, but sometimes they sell out before I even get a chance to get to them. But yeah, I incorporate like hamburgers, big hamburgers, pizza, tacos, chicken and shrimp pasta. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I don't try to too much overdo it. I try to stay away from, fried foods as much as possible, like limit the greasy foods, but everything, is good in moderation.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. And I feel like most of the time that's kind of like what it is when it comes to that. Like I pretty much was almost on the same thing. Like it was at a point where I was going to the gym 5 days out the week. Pretty much on the weekends, I was just in a sense wilding out because it wasn't even an instance where I was just like, okay, well, let me have like one cheat meal. It was pretty much like cheat days. Like that whole day, I'm just getting whatever. I wake up in the morning, I'm like, man. And at the time, I was staying right by Chick-fil-A. I'm like, got to get me a nice bowl from there, and I might want a large orange juice. So I gotta see what it's doing.
Yeah, those cheap meals, it can easily turn into a whole cheat day.
Yeah, nah, for real. And I like see a lot of people kind of just incorporate different things. So I'm like really just trying to find a good balance. But now, like I said, I'm pretty much in the gym 3 to 4 days out the week. Like I go Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, like I had said, and then possibly Saturday, all depending on how I'm feeling. But I just kind of try to get my like body to rest, and then I already know I don't get the amount of sleep that I need. Like most of the nights, I'm just sleeping like 4-5 hours out the night, and that's during the week. But weekends, of course, you kind of sleep in a little bit. But I just got to find that balance with that pretty much.
Yeah, for sure.
When you going in the gym, what you listening to? What you listening to when you going in the gym? What's fueling you? Because I feel like in all aspects, not really just even the gym, it's important. It's like just like social media, whatever you kind of take in is what you kind of give out in a sense. Not to say, if you're listening to like some extra hood music or something, you're gonna be like that. But
yeah,
just saying.
Man, look, one thing about me, like it's always been kind of funny because people used to kind of get on me about it. But whatever mood I am before I even go to the gym, that's the music that I listen to. Like I might listen to a podcast in there.
Yeah.
I might listen to gospel music in there. I might listen to R&B, hip hop. It really just depends on what my mood, honestly. And
Yeah.
it really doesn't, change the intensity while I'm in the gym. So yeah, I might listen to Ride Wave or I might listen to Lil Boosie, just depending on what day of the week it is.
That boy say Boosie my preference for sure, especially that big dog, huh? Yeah.
Oh, that's definitely on the workout playlist.
I already know that turn you up. The boy say he say, as soon as I switch it off for a Ride Wave, I'm switching it to Boosie. And as soon as I turn off the Boosie, I'm listening to Kirk Franklin. That boy say
good balance. Good balance.
Nah, for real. Nah, I feel like it's important too. Like I go in lately, I had a Money Man on repeat, and then I'm jamming the Larry June, because it's like almost when you listen to the Larry June, you can't help but to be pretty much up at it, just because how what he talking about. But
yeah,
I'm sliding that the ESTG too. I got to get my lick back. I gotta get my lick back. It's only right. So that really turned me up, and preferably the remix with Future, because he talking real crazy and
yeah.
Yeah, nah, that's a must though. That's a must. I feel like it's important. Like I say, pretty much just as far as like what you take in, and like I said at first, pretty much not even in the gym, because when I'm in the car, sometimes I might just ride silent, or other times I might have the music on. I just be like, let me just alter my playlist. Yeah, let me just alter my playlist.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy. I mean, like music is so like the music can actually change your mood, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree with that. So like, as far as the gym and stuff like that, what's some people I'm not even gonna say really idolize, but you looked at them like, okay, let me pull that from their workout. And it's crazy, because before I even let you answer that, I like go in the gym and I might be in between a set, I'm getting my little rest in, and I see somebody doing a workout and I'd be like, dang, well, I never thought of that workout. Just as far as like when you're doing pull downs, just pulling down, on the rope instead of just like using any type of equipment. I'm like, that's a big target. That was somebody kind of like start implementing. I'm like, man, this really gonna get the triceps jumping.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, like you said, like it's crazy because you can go in the gym and do like a tricep exercise, but it's like several different exercises that you can do. Like in that same you might use that same cable, but it's like different angles and stuff. They hit the muscle differently, but yeah, I mean, you can definitely tell, somebody that knows what they're doing, because like you said, you'll see them doing an exercise that works that same body part, but I mean, you never see nobody else do it.
Oh yeah, nah.
Yeah. I mean, I think first person that started it off, that I started like getting different ideas from, was like Mike Rashid.
Hey, that boy there be on some serious stuff. I be seeing that boy challenge.
Yeah.
What he got, like what is called the shred challenge or beast challenge, or something like that.
Yeah, he be doing all type of different challenges, man. He had 1 month he squatted every single day.
Sheesh.
Yeah, so I mean, I just try to pull different stuff and get different tips and ideas from as many people as possible. But another guy is Charles Glass. He's like a former bodybuilder. Now he's a trainer. They call him the Godfather of bodybuilding. I mean, just watching like one video of him explaining a certain exercise, I mean, I feel like you're getting like years of knowledge, because I mean, he break it down so in depth and in detail. Let's see, another guy, of course, Arnold.
Yeah, of course, that's a given. That's a given. Everybody say he ain't gotta say the last name. It's a given.
Yeah, I mean, you got Ronnie Coleman, Flex Wheeler,
Hey, hold on, hold on, hold on.
I mean, it's too many of them. Honestly, it's too
Hey,
many of
nah,
them.
not even clowning around. Like I said, we just talking, but son, remember that day? And it's not even to get off topic because I'm gonna get right off of it. But remember it was like the first time I see you post a little gym picture in a minute. I said that boy Sway, Ronnie Coleman.
Man, I'm telling you, man. Look, man, you watching like Ronnie Coleman motivational videos before you go to the gym.
Yo,
You gonna think you 330 pounds of per muscle.
hey, for real, that boy say, what about that boy Cali Muscle?
Oh, bro, yeah, man. I'm tripping. I actually saw him before I even
He
got
like,
into like Mike Rashid videos. Yeah, man. That dude does a character. I mean, I think I was on his channel when he was teaching people how to cut the t-shirts and stuff to make the
okay.
workout shirts. Man, yeah, I was on him for a while.
Yeah, I actually had tapped in on that boy stuff. I want to say like when he was just getting out of prison or still in prison, because I wasn't even seeing the workout videos at first. I knew he was, swole and whatnot, but I
Yeah.
was seeing that boy when he was like cooking jail recipes.
Right. Yep. He had all the ramen noodles and putting the different stuff in
Facts. That boy
there.
had said the little prison cake or something like that with the
Oh
honey, I think
yeah.
it was honey buns. I forgot what else it was, but like I've been kind of following him now. I feel like he just most so kind of he pretty much reached his peak. Of course, obviously he still work out because he cut up, but
Yeah.
I feel like now he pretty much changed his platform from bodybuilding focus to kind of like car reviews. Cause now all I see him doing is car reviews and pretty much pranks and stuff that younger people do. Not to say it's an age on it, but
Yeah.
I see him doing stuff like that. Like he'll go in and he had a little makeup people do the stuff for him. He'll go in the gym dressed up as an old person and get kicked out of the gym on purpose.
Yeah, I mean, he in a different part of his career now. He basically
I
like
agree.
on the retirement end, just living his best life.
Yeah, nah, I completely agree with that. Like some of the people that I kind of really I seen make a big difference, and I kind of tried to. I ain't gonna say really because I ain't really implement all these people stuff because some people just go extreme. But
Yeah,
that boy Wiz, he had a big glow up in the gym because I feel like he was almost the same situation, was stupid skinny, like obviously pretty much the skinniest person that I just know that kind of had swole up a little bit.
yeah,
That boy Wiz, like I was clowning about that first. Mark Wahlberg, I was watching. I pretty much follow Men's Health, and I was seeing a lot where they pretty much have videos. Now it's most so catered towards the fridge and stuff, but I always kind of take note on what certain people do as far as they exercise. Just as the same thing, pretty much. We're going to the gym. Like Amari Hardwick, he was going hard on there, and diet was crazy. But for him, it kind of threw me off because I feel like, of course, like I mess with Power. So with Power, it's almost like I just couldn't help but see ghosts, and then just to see him act regular, I'd be like, man, this dude here different for real. But he just fit the role so hard, for real. Like that really threw me off, and I feel like, of course, like just Power fans in general just feel the same way. I'm like, man, if I see him in anything else, I'm like, it just don't seem right. But I understand people, so they, that's pretty much that.
right. I mean, you as like being a fan of their of their work, you kind of don't even realize that they're actually like a person outside of these movies.
Yeah, nah, I agree. Like, and for him, I guess it was I pretty much had that bad, but as everybody else, I pretty much seen him as a regular person because I feel like they most of their acting roles pretty much portray them as a person from regular videos. But of course, you never know how somebody really is in front, out behind that camera. But
Of
other
course.
people though, besides Mark Hardwick, Mark Wahlberg, like I said, that boy's schedule is crazy for real. Like I think he wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, go to bed at like maybe 8 or 9 o'clock, and he do that like every day. Then he got like time delegated just to family. But we gonna get on that right after this. Another person, of course, can't go without mentioning him, The Rock. I mean, of course, I'm not going as intense as that boy, but that boy messages definitely do something to you before you get in the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah, that boy definitely like somebody that took him, Method Man. I feel like Method Man, I kind of was following his journey. I mean, I never really paid attention to him from a fitness aspect before the fact, but he really been kind of like locking in lately. Michael B.
I
Jordan.
didn't know that about Method Man.
Facts, I'm gonna send you the page right after this. But Michael B. Jordan, of course, just the Creed transformation really had kind of shook
Oh
me
yeah.
up. Like once I had seen his trainer Corey Callier kind of drop the workout and stuff like that, I'm like, man, this pretty dope. Like, and it seemed like almost easy stuff that we could probably go in the gym and do everything like every day. Is pretty much just locking in a sense. And another person too, I don't know if you follow him from that aspect. Of course, you probably know him from music, but Killer Calion, that boy been locked in with the gym too. Really, it kind of got swole. Well, still is.
Oh, you know, I gotta go check him out too.
Facts, yeah. Both of them was, Oh, and my last person, and I had seen this today, so I was like, man, let me take a mental note of this. That boy Chris Hemsworth. So everybody know he had pretty much got swole. Well, I already kind of was swole, but was for the role to play Thor. Everybody kind of knew he was swole for that. But when I seen that boy getting ready for Extraction 2, I'm like, man, that boy on a different level for real. And I had just watched the video this morning, just kind of like workout, yo.
Yeah, I seen the video of him not too long ago.
Yeah, nah, that pretty much like majority of the people that I got, but it's just it's definitely in depth, and I always feel like it's something different to learn or something just extra to kind of throw into your little regimen, I guess.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, it's working out. It just puts you in a better mood. I mean, you feel better. I mean, it's probably like the best way to actually like start off your day, honestly.
Yeah. So after I ask you this question, we can close out about the workout. I feel like it's some probably hidden gems in there that people just kind of gotta pick up on, because I feel like we pretty much hit the high points of that. But if you had to just offer some people something about working out and they diet, just as far as with the two correlating together, what would you give them?
I mean, I would have to say, first, I mean, just be committed. Like set goals. An easy way you can do that. I mean, you can give yourself like different incentives. I mean, like the whole cheat day thing. I mean, I look forward to the cheat day because all during the week it just motivates me more to eat right, and then when the weekend comes, I can get that cheat meal, and so it just keeps me on track. And I mean, you can mix it up. I mean, you can have personal trainer to get you started. You can go on YouTube to get you started. You can bring, your girlfriend or boyfriend. I mean, just whatever to get you motivated and keep you on the right track, honestly.
Yeah. Nah, I completely agree with that. And I feel like everybody different just when it comes to consistency and motivation, because I mean, what I see as consistent might not be your consistent. I might do some 4 times a week, and I feel like I'm consistent from my standpoint because I know how much time I want to get it at. And as far as motivation, everybody got different things, like you said, with the cheat meal. If you look at that every weekend, just like a person working a job that's off on weekends, they looking for that Friday. Everybody just kind of got to find their own motivation.
Yep, exactly.
Nah, that's important. So, off of that, in your opinion, how important is it to take in new knowledge daily, and also pretty much just kind of share that knowledge, kind of like we doing right now, just talking about it, getting each other point of view? Because I mean, I know we do that a lot. So,
Yeah.
how important is that to you? What's some high points on that?
I mean, yeah, you definitely have to work on yourself and just become the better version of yourself. I mean, you have to learn something new all the time. It's like people that's, Like you look at a LeBron James, or you look at a Jeff Bezos, or a Denzel Washington. All these people, have been, very successful, in whatever particular field that they're in,
Mm-hmm.
and they constantly tell you that they learn something new as much as you can. I mean, you always have to evolve. You can never be complacent. You got to be, uh, like basically like hungry for like new knowledge.
Yeah.
I mean, because the world is constantly moving and constantly changing, so you got to be,
Mm.
on the move with it as well. You're gonna get left behind.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. And it's crazy. I feel like you pretty much hit that one right on the head. It's just as simple as that, honestly, just learning something new. So with learning something new, I feel like a lot of times people learn something and either they learn it and they don't implement it and they pretty much kind of go to waste. Like, it's good to know it, don't get me wrong, but if I never use it, then it's almost in a sense a waste. So if I'm pretty much like, okay, I learned this, I'm a hold off to that's almost like, in a sense, I guess it's almost a little different, but it's a decent example. If I go get my license and I don't use my license, that's a waste.
Right.
So with that, like, just how you feel about that in general? Like, what should be incorporated, or what should even be the mindset behind just somebody just going in and implementing it? Like, if I learn something today, like pretty much what we're gonna talk about next. If I learn something today, what should I, as far as like, besides the simple fact of simply implementing it, what's the, I guess, the back thought behind it, or how I should even be when it comes to that? Like, what should be my trigger?
I mean, honestly, I would have to say, I mean, I'm a big planner, so I mean, I write like everything down, like in my schedule on the calendar in my phone. So like I might have where I have to read, this book on this day, or start reading this book, or listen to this podcast this day, or look at this different fitness influencer this day. I mean, it's all about basically like time management. I mean, because a lot of people are so busy nowadays to actually sit down and learn, different things. I feel like most people would tell you that they don't have enough time. I mean, you just have to, make enough time for the things that you really want. I mean, you don't, if you really don't want to learn nothing new, then I mean, you're not even going to put an effort in doing so. But I mean, like once you get the new knowledge and information, you got to put it to use. It's like why are you learning this?
Yeah.
Not just learn it just to learn it. You have to be, like I said, you have to be intentional. So you're going to use this knowledge to do what? To make yourself a better person. So, I mean, yeah, you have to go into it, that mindset. Like, okay, I need this knowledge so it can help me do this, and that.
Yeah. Nah, that's that's pretty much as real as it gets. So you talked about just time management in general, and kind of how you pretty much implement time management. I feel like that was a big thing for me also with time management, because even after graduation, kind of coming into working part-time to making that transfer to work full-time, I was like, man, I'm working 40 hours a week, well, 40 plus hours a week, because like I said, sometimes I have long days at work, but I kind of still find time and still pretty much try to find that balance between actually being tired and telling myself I'm tired. Because a lot of times with the mental, you'll pretty much trick yourself into doing something. Like, you might set your alarm for something, you could get and I guess this will kind of make me realize that. So it'd been nights where I get 4 hours of sleep, other nights where I get 8 hours of sleep, and I set my alarm to do the same thing in the morning. Sometimes I feel the same way I do on that 8 hours of sleep that I do on the 4. So I'm like, man, just a mindset thing. Like you pretty much just gotta set your mind up to believe like, let me get up and do what I gotta do regardless.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's basically what's gonna keep you going, keep you pushing. Is that whole mindset and how you attacking the day and different things like that.
Yeah, yeah. So like I know you pretty much also kind of, and I guess this kind of evolve around time management too. But I know you pretty much stated, you start your morning off most of the time around 9 o'clock. So like, what's some of the things that you doing in the morning to kind of, I guess, set the tone? Because I feel like your first, and this is just my personal opinion, honestly, I feel like your first 30 minutes, because it don't really take me long to get cranked up. Your first 30 to 45 minutes kind of determine like the pace of your day and what you're gonna do. So like, what's your first 30 to 45 minutes like looking like?
First thing I make sure I do is drink some water, drink a bottle of water, and then I take some turmeric pills. It's good for the joints and just your immune system. Then I let the dog out, and then pretty much eat breakfast. Yeah, so that's probably like the first 30 minutes of my day.
Yeah. Nah, I completely feel it. And like I said, we just talking. I ain't expect nothing out of the ordinary, and just really, like I say, honestly, because I mean, I wake up and I hear all these other people kind of stories, and some of them sound so fabricated as far as, I wake up and do this, and it's easy to see it on IG or Twitter, like, to be productive your first hour, set the mood for your day, you pretty much got to do this. Like, don't get me wrong, I do try to eliminate social media and really kind of cut down on my screen time. And I feel like the morning kind of does set the tone for that, because it's mornings like this morning. I get up in the morning at 5:30 and I go to the gym. I get on my phone, of course, as far as let me get on Apple Podcasts or let me get on Apple Music to kind of switch out what I'm listening to. But as far as social media, I probably won't tap into that until about 3 hours after I already got up.
Oh yeah, man. That social media will have you in one spot for 2 or 3 hours, and you won't even know it.
Yeah, nah, for real. Like, and personally with social media, I had somewhat took a short break, but everybody opinion is different on it, because I feel like I was hooked on social media so bad.
Yeah.
Not really even just the aspect of seeing women on there, liking pictures, commenting on pictures, because I'm never that guy to sit there and just comment on buku stuff. But I mean, it's IG, for goodness sake. So I'm a like the pictures. I mean, it's only right. So if you see somebody's picture, just know I'm there for Instagram, not because of the content. I mean, I love the picture, of course, that's why it's a heart. But I just when I had took that, like, on a serious note, when I had took that little cleanse or that little break, when I actually came back to social media, it was like almost, it just kind of showed me that I really didn't need it. And it almost opened my eyes up to like even just life as a whole. I feel like, in a sense, I'm not one of those people like, we program for this, we program for that. But I feel like certain things we really are programmed to believe. Like, as far as like a job, I mean, don't get me wrong, power to whoever want to work for this company or this company. I mean, if you love your job and love what you do, then keep doing it. But I feel like, in a sense, we pretty much here to I ain't gonna say make a point, but pretty much here, you here to live for yourself. Like,
like your purpose.
Yeah, like, and it's important to find that purpose. I mean, everybody is not like here to be a CEO or entrepreneur. Some people just, and I mean, people hear this all the time, everybody not a boss. Just simple as that.
Right.
I mean, You might be a boss in your own right. That's what you think. I mean, you call yourself a boss and you're not making no boss move, I mean, good job, little guy.
Self-proclaimed.
Nah, pretty much. And I just been kind of like, I don't know, like after graduation, like a lot of stuff just kind of like start opening up to me, and I kind of like swayed heavy to podcasts and just even reading. Like, don't get me wrong, I read a little bit in school. Like, not, I mean, when I say read, I'm talking about material that I didn't have to read, like different books and things like that. But it wasn't anything that like it wasn't even close to the level where I'm at now as far as trying to knock out so many books a month, or even just the content, really.
Yeah, I mean, sound like you had that whole like that whole mindset switch.
Yeah.
They said like that their mindset like switch tends to happen like I think they said around like the age of like 22 to like 25, like in between there, you start thinking about life differently. You gonna navigate towards life, and you view it, a different way than you did maybe like even 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, now that's crazy. And like my biggest thing lately being, and I even been telling people like at this point, I am at this point in my life, I mean, I know I got a long way to go, still live every day like it's my last, but it's just like, man, I just realized how fast you could think different. It could be in a matter of a day. Realistically, I say weeks, but you might read, and that just kind of like builds on your judgment, I guess. Like, granted, a lot of things are opinions, but if you see something that's pretty much almost validating that opinion or kind of like supporting that opinion, then you more likely to believe it if you that type of person. And I'm kind of like, when it comes to certain things, I just am that type of person. Like, I'm almost like, show me the money in a sense, but
Right.
just with certain things that we talking about financial literacy and stuff like that, and somebody like giving out game, like, yeah, for instance, with Turo, yeah, I do such and such with Turo. I'm like, man, like, why I ain't never thought about that? And I'm just seeing like people pretty much come up with different ways to kind of like leverage their money, like quick little thing, like something I didn't even know about. So this one dude was talking about how he rent out his cars on Turo, which was so unique to me, and I never forget it. So he was pretty much saying he'll go to one car lot, and if you're in a bigger city, then car lots like pretty much like next door to each other. So down here, for instance, he got like a Chevrolet, a Mercedes Benz, and a Ford dealership. So granted, pretty much different cars somewhat, but the dude was like, whenever he go into the dealerships, he pretty much hit up every dealership, and not for the purpose of, yeah, let me like weigh my options or nothing like that. But whenever he go in there, he buy multiple cars from each one, and he'd be like, don't send my credit to everybody. And I feel like pretty much as far as like multiple credit bureaus, because you already know if your credit get, I guess you'll say like denied at one place, then it's like pretty much, I guess, the instance of like hard inquiries and stuff like that. So that was something that was kind of like new to me. So whenever he go there, he pretty much just say, whoever your lender is, send my credit. Like pretty much I want a credit check directly by them. So it's like your stuff not bouncing over all over the place. So
yeah, that definitely makes sense. But yeah, that's my first time hearing about it too.
yeah, that really had me shook. And I feel like Turo is a great opportunity in bigger cities, especially. Like you see it in I guess smaller places, but it's kind of rare, and it's not impossible to own multiple cars. And I feel like a lot of the times, I mean, I read people's stories where they have their own personal car, like they have one car to their name, and they rent out their car just because of the ease of access to their job. They might walk, catch the bus or something like that, but that almost kind of like get me to the sense of delayed gratification, and that's something I really kind of been honing in on lately, despite the materialistic things I have.
Definitely. I mean, look, you can buy that 10 times over if you have the right plays and set.
Yes, sir. Facts. Nah, that's 100% true. Like with Turo though, I feel like that's kind of like one of the bigger up and coming things that a lot of people taking advantage of, and pretty much people finding their own ways within it. I mean, like people are pretty much just go get a car, like me and you will go get a car, they get a note on it, and they'll rent the car out, and like before half the month over with, the car done paid for itself that month, and then they pretty much probably net the same amount. So if the car $600, they might bring in $1,200, and that's $600 in your pocket each month, and that's pretty much like passive income, because it's gonna constantly keep coming in. Like it's almost in a sense steady money. $7,200 for the year. Just that simple.
I mean, yeah, I mean, shoot, like, it's it's a thousand ways to make it. I mean, you just gotta find what works for you. Definitely.
Yeah, nah, that kind of had really threw me off, just because I seen there was just a booming market, so I just pretty much had to speak on it. So pretty much with that conversation, like what's something that you, I guess, been kind of like honed in on? I mean, I know me and you talked about the real estate, but anything specific you want to say, like pertaining to it, or just anything that you picked up that you feel like you could offer as far as like advice or startup or whatever?
I mean, I'm still, in the analysis paralysis phase. I'm still trying to learn, as much as possible, because I mean, I don't want to talk too much about it, because I mean, yeah. I'm not,
100% proficient in it.
Yeah, like it's not like I have, different properties already, so yeah, I mean, I just know that real estate is the number one wealth builder. I mean, 90% of millionaires are made because of real estate. So yeah, I just basically just trying to learn as much as possible. Yeah, I just feel like you have to find a balance with like things that you know is going to put you in a better position. I mean, it's just a lot of different sacrifices, like even like on your day off per se, just lounging around, still pick up a book with, real estate, stocks. I mean, drop shipping. I mean, just whatever. So, I mean, you can constantly be seeking knowledge, just take full advantage of it. I mean, because, I mean, like this is the land of the opportunity. So it's a lot of opportunities out here. You just got to go in and find them.
Yeah, nah, that's a mouthful for real. Like, man, that's just doing something. And that was kind of like something I had to kind of sway towards, because I was always big on, man, I'm grinding, going hard during the week. But what I had to realize is that it don't stop. As long as you learning something new every day, or pretty much just kind of like adding on to what you already have, then it's a plus, like regardless of how much you do it. But in a sense, it's kind of like how much time you put in is really going to determine how fast you reach the point where you want to reach. And that's in any aspect. Like as far as working out, if I choose to go to the gym once a week, I'm going to see progress probably, but it ain't going to be as fast as me going 3 times a week. And like I said, you could double that, multiply that. I'll pretty much like, that's just law, really. The weekends though, it's like, even if you off, especially in my situation, even if you off, you just kind of got to still lock in. And just like, I guess during the week, what was a big motivating factor for me was, I was like, man, if I could sit here, work 8 to 9 hours for somebody else every day, you mean to tell me I can't do that for myself?
Thanks.
Yeah, so
yeah, I mean, you have to just use that job as a vehicle to get you where you eventually want to be. I mean, yeah, you might work those 8, 10, 12 hours at a job, but when you come home, then you got to start working on yourself as well.
And whatever way, whether that be financial aspect, mental aspect, spiritual aspect, and like pretty much on all that, I've been trying to find the perfect balance just as far as like honing in and just coming up with different little techniques that I could kind of implement to kind of reach that goal, or different little tools that other people use.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because I mean, like a lot of times that probably won't work, but a little quick little tip that I had, well, not even a tip, like a technique that I had kind of started implementing. I don't know, I forgot how them people say it, what it is. Pomodoro, Pomodoro. That technique. So pretty much it's just kind of like I seen a video, I want to say like last week, and it was dude, I'm not sure if he was pretty sure he was probably a nurse by then. Either he was still in nursing school, but he was just like, pretty much this was a method that I had implemented this to help me study for 12 hours out the day. And you already know, if you studying like that, that's man, yeah, that's the same thing I said. I felt like it was almost like a mental drain. Like once that boy said that, I'm like, study for 12 hours. I'm like, sheesh, but
that's a different beast.
Yeah, like, but when you want it that bad, it's something that you can implement. So pretty much you just kind of come with setting, like, I guess, setting a timer for yourself. Just, you could do it on your phone, because I did it the other night and I was like, man, this low key really works. So you would pretty much just work on something for 25 minutes, give yourself a 5-minute break. And you, with that, you do it. I want to say that I think they said into like three or four increments. So in reality, you work for 25 minutes 4 times, of course. So you worked 100 minutes. What that is, an hour. So you worked an hour and 40 minutes, and you gave yourself a 20-minute break, and then you take a break for like 15, 30 minutes, and then you pretty much just kind of like do it in return, almost like a gym rep in a sense.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you can't just go, that hard for that long. I mean, your brain is not even going to retain the information anymore if you just going, for hours and hours straight without any breaks. Yeah, you basically going to be counterproductive at that point.
Yeah, nah, that's and I guess that always used to be my thing. I used to be like, man, I'm finna be so locked in. I'm not finna let nothing stop me.
Yeah.
So I get into it probably by an hour down the road. I'm like, oh man, let me pick up this phone, see what's going on. Nah, for real. You got anything else on that topic before we get to one of the more interesting topics?
I mean, I think we pretty much hit everything on of that aspect.
Yes, sir. So for the interesting topic, and I feel like we both gonna get some enjoyment out of speaking on this. So, what's your views on traveling and seeing the world? I mean, granted, it's the pandemic and stuff like that, but let's just act like that's not even here.
For sure. It's basically, it just opened your eyes. I mean, especially, both of us being from small towns.
Yeah.
When you travel, you see different cultures. You see, like different environments. Basically like the stuff that you're not used to seeing. Is good to go out and venture off, because you might be in that one mindset, and you're not realizing, okay, this might not be the best mindset, because over here they have this mindset, and they tend to have different or better results. I mean, and like, just for example, a lot of people, they might complain about this and that, but then they go to these other countries and they actually see, that, okay, I really don't have nothing to complain about. It's just a privilege, honestly, to have that, to have that ability to even complain. But yeah, I mean, it's just definitely open your eyes. I mean, everybody needs to have exposure to, like, to different cultures, for sure.
Yeah, nah, I completely agree. Like, man, like just the full like just the trip to Florida, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, all that, and I know it was crazy because like me and you was talking about it before I went, but I know when you talk since you will talk about that since I came back or whatever. But for me
Yeah.
personally, that was kind of like a mind changer for real. Like, don't get me wrong, I still was pretty much doing the same thing I was doing before the fact, like as far as grinding, locking in. But I feel like this with a lot of bigger places. Whenever you go to bigger places, you see pretty much that the city don't sleep. Like, it's people
At
out there
all.
hustling, boy.
At
Like,
all.
yeah, like it's people out there hustling, man. So I'm like, man, they out here doing this in the city. And I've seen it in different parts of Texas too. Like, man, they out there hustling. Granted, they got like some of the bad stuff going on, but I feel like that's in every city almost, even some of the smaller ones.
Right.
But I'm like, man, them boys getting it in, grinding all night and just kind of partying it away. I mean, you have to have a balance in life. I strictly believe that. Like, you can't just go cold turkey, because if that's just who you are, then I personally don't feel like it's nothing like wrong with implementing that in somewhat to a certain extent, but you also have to have a balance and just pretty much remain business minded regardless of what you choose to do. There's nothing wrong with stepping out or anything like that.
Oh yeah. I mean that's very important of like just growing as a person.
Mm-hmm.
Like I mean, and like Miami, like even when the pandemic first had hit, I mean, Miami stayed open. They was like, yeah, man, the people in Miami, they was like, yeah, I mean, we can't stop working. And said we were still grinding, um, making deals here and there. But yeah, I mean, you see like the different lifestyle that they live in. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, they in these nice cars, these nice suits, uh I mean, these condos, I mean, penthouses and stuff like that. And like, it's a reason because, I mean, like you say, people constantly grinding. I mean, even, seeing the people driving around like on bikes or in motorcycles or mopeds, they was doing like Uber and DoorDash.
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, them people don't stop.
Nah, for real. And that was like one of my, big reasons for kind of implementing it in. Cause I'm like, man, I'm one of the people, I'm never too humble to do whatever to get another dollar. And it's not all about the dollar, but it's pretty much what it could bring to you. Like, and my biggest thing of seeking is that freedom. And if you're using that money to, like you said, fuel that, then I say go all out.
Oh, 100%. I mean, it can't be like money being your only focus. Like, why do you even want the money?
Hey, nah,
It's
for
like, I
real.
mean, like anybody with the right mindset, they know the power that money could bring, and it's their freedom and time. So that's what everybody's chasing for.
Hey, nah, that's that's true. And it is crazy because I was just, man, I think I want to say that was like one of the things I know for sure that's one of the things I spoke on the previous podcast. And it was kind of like from me reading, just, a different book or whatever. I think it's like How the Rich Think or something like that. And
Mm-hmm.
just like a quick overview, I was kind of like, I never was one of the type of people to sit there and classify people as far as like rich, poor, or middle class, because it's kind of hard to determine from like a monetary standpoint. But like one of the standout chapters to me was pretty much just the difference between, well, all the chapters pretty much evolved around the different ways of thinking between, like they considered in the world class, which was of course the rich, but it was just kind of like the mindset. And even with Rich Dad Poor Dad, it was kind of like the same thing. Like it was almost so contradicting as to where I was like, man, what a rich dad come in. I mean, granted, it said that he got richer in time, but like if you look at the overall picture, that was because of the way that he thought.
Yep.
And it was just kind of like, really making money work for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy because I mean everybody like who's, very successful, they all have basically pretty much the same mindset. They view things, the same way, so it's a reason why they're, like the top 1% or top, 10%.
Yeah, man. So with that, I feel like we pretty much hit all the high points. So is there anything else you want to get up, folks, before we wrap everything up?
Oh man, all I gotta say is, man, just be on that path to just becoming the best you that you can possibly be. I mean, have to learn new stuff every day. You have to, willing to sacrifice time to leisure time, like maybe not be on social media or hanging out with your friends. Sacrifice some of that time to you. Instead, pick up a book, listen to, some podcasts. So I mean, that's really all I have, to, close it out. Just become the best version of yourself possible and just work on it each and every day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Couldn't have said it better myself. With that being said, man, we're going to wrap it up. It was another episode of Organic Mindset Podcast. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Peace.